Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Scottin, and if you guys are not new here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to sublimate on a 20-ounce skinny tumbler with a cup press. So right out of the box, the tumblers come obviously blank for you to add your own design onto them. They come with their own spill-proof lid, and then on the inside they come with a little sticky tab that you stick at the bottom of the tumbler so it doesn't slip. They also come with their own little straw and straw cleaner, which is so cute because you can either have the option of using your straw or just drink from the lid itself. Just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like already sublimated on, here's one of my finished ones that I did of the Grinch. The colors come out super vibrant. I love them. These are my favorite to sublimate on. And this is what the bottom looks like with that non-slip sticker. Before starting out this tutorial, I do want to mention that every single product I use in this video will be listed down below on my Amazon storefront. That way, if you guys want to give it a try, you guys have all the materials and all the information needed to try it out. So materials needed for today's project is going to be some sublimation tumblers. I personally get the ones from Hippo and I get them off Amazon. They are my favorite. What I love about these tumblers is that each tumbler in the pack comes in their own little blue box. So I just slap my logo on there and it's ready to be shipped. You'll be needing some sublimation paper and a sublimation printer. For paper, I use the A-Sub sublimation paper. And for the printer, I have an Epson 2850 that I converted myself. From the top of my head, I don't remember what exact ink I use, but I will list it down below. And if you guys are wanting to convert an Epson printer, I definitely recommend doing so. It's super easy. I remember I thought it was this very hard process. I overthought it. I kept pushing it back because I was just like, it's gonna be so hard. I don't know. But it's super, super easy. I definitely recommend you guys doing so. And I do have a video of converting one of my printers. I will link it right here and link it down below as well. Next, a cup press. It does not have to be this exact cup press that I have, but as long as it supports the 20-ounce skinny tumbler, you should be fine. I've had this one for about 3 months now, and I feel like it's super easy to use whether I'm using a 20-ounce skinny tumbler, a Libby cup, or a mug. It is super useful. And I got this one on Amazon as well. There are many colors, but I got this cute pastel purple because why not? Moving on to the most important, in my opinion, is going to be some heat tape. Obviously, the heat tape is what is going to stick the paper / design onto the tumbler itself. So I just think it's super important. Today I'm gonna be using this pink one that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's not my favorite, but we're not gonna throw it out. We're just gonna use it up until I have no more. I usually use this brown heat tape, but I ran out, so we're just gonna work with what we got. Since we are using a heat press, with the heat press comes heat, so you do want to make sure to be safe and have some heat resistant gloves. The cup press that I ordered from Amazon came with its own heat resistant gloves, which is awesome. But if you don't have any, I know Amazon has some very good options as well. And lastly, you'll be needing a design to print and a paper cutter once printed. I do like to get some of my designs from Etsy, but sometimes I do make my own designs as well on Canva. So now that I pretty much gave you a rundown of what materials we'll be needing, let's get crafty. We're gonna start with printing out 3 of these cutie designs. And when printing, you want to make sure to always mirror your image. Now that all our designs have printed, our next step is to cut these with our paper cutter. You want to make sure you are super precise when cutting these, just so they fit on your tumbler perfectly. Now that our designs are all nice and cut, it's time to tape onto our tumblers. Before taping, you do want to make sure that you are taking off the lids and taking out the stickers from the inside. like to keep these in the plastic as much as I can, just because you don't want any excess lint or anything flying around to get stuck on there. Because if it does end up getting stuck on there and you place your wrap around it, it will create a defect once you take off your wrap. So again, just make sure you have it as clean as possible. I know others like to use alcohol and give it a rundown before they go, but I trust myself. I'm not gonna be adding alcohol today. I think I'm gonna start off with this Grinchy Hello Kitty design. So we are going to unwrap our tumbler carefully. I'm gonna lay my design down flat and then take the tumbler and put it on top. So then I'm going to go ahead and hug the tumbler like this. And when you are wrapping the tumbler, it should meet perfectly at the seams like this. This one is slightly overlapped, which is totally fine. I can go ahead and fix that just by cutting off a little inch. But when you are buying designs off Etsy, most of them will already come at the perfect size. Now that I trimmed that down, we're going to do the same process again, laying our tumbler on top, hugging it like this, and then meeting at the seams. You want to make sure you wrap it as tight as you can. So I just lay my tumbler down like this once I have a good pressure point. Going to get some tape and I'm going to add it to the middle. First piece of tape on. Now that we added our base tape right here, you are going to start taping the upper side and lower side. Again, you want to keep making sure you add that pressure and make sure it is nice and tight before adding the tape. So now that I'm getting to the top, I like to go ahead and just indent the paper itself. And then we'll add that last piece of tape to the top. I pull as much as I can to give it a lot of pressure, and then I tape. So now to make our way to the bottom of the tumbler, again, I just like to create that crease. And then we can get to taping. Holding it together once more. And adding our tape. Now that we have enough pressure here at our seam, we're going to work the top and the bottom. Starting with the top, I like to grab a long piece of tape like this. And then we'll make sure to mark it halfway onto the tumbler, halfway off the tumbler. And again, you want to pull lightly just to make sure that it has enough pressure and is on there tightly. Now I'm going to push these in. This tape isn't the best at staying stuck, so you'll see it lift like it does, but that's totally okay as long as you make sure that you're just pushing the paper in so it knows where the crease is at. Alright, now same thing to the bottom. One more long piece of tape. Making sure it's halfway on the tumbler, halfway not. And then slightly pulling to add our pressure. Just like that. And then we're gonna push in. Perfect, and now we have our taped tumbler. Now that our tumblers are nice and prepped and ready to go, we can go ahead and start our cup press. I put my heat settings to 365 and then I will do 65 seconds. And while this heats up, I'm going to go ahead and put in a blank mug, because on this heat press it says no heating up without mug. I know some people like to put something around it while it's in the press, but I personally just add it in like this I don't get any ghosting on the cup or the press, so I really don't think putting anything over it is needed. Just gonna slip it in there and going to press. Now that our timer is up, we're going to get our heat resistant gloves. Lift it up and then rotate it just a little bit and press again. We do this a total of 3 times. So now while we wait for this to heat up, I just wanted to mention that this tumbler press is from Amazon. It is the Enor, not sure how you pronounce it, but for being my first cup press, I absolutely love it. It is super easy to use and I have not had any issues so far. This will also be listed in my Amazon storefront, and there is a $20 off coupon. So if you are planning to make these tumblers, definitely head over to Amazon and save some money. Perfect. Now going to turn it just one more time before she's ready. Timer is almost up, so I'm going to put on my gloves. Going to open that up now that she's ready, and we're gonna place her on the side while we do our second tumbler. We're gonna repeat the same steps, placing her in there and turning her over 2 more times. And she is all finished. So we're gonna take her out and give her some time to cool down as well. And I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. After waiting a couple minutes, our tumblers are now cooled down. So now we get to peel. I like using some scissors to cut down the seam to make peeling a lot easier. So then once we have a good amount cut, then we just go ahead and start our peeling process. It is good to have a trash nearby because there will be a lot of little scraps of paper. But look, you can kind of see already a little glimpse of what our design is going to look like. And it looks so good and cute. So we're just gonna keep peeling until we get to the bottom. And that one came off perfectly. So this is what our tumbler looks like, and she came out perfect. Now to do the other one. Cute. And she is all done. Now that our tumblers are nice and peeled, we can go ahead and add its accessories. Adding our lids. And then we're gonna flip them upside down to add their little sticky tabs. And we are all finished. Here's a close-up of the pink lights and a close-up of our Grinch one. They are nice and ready for some packaging now. So we'll get our tumblers, put it into its little plastic sleeve, and then add it to its box. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys found it really easy, and just remember that practice makes perfect. Definitely do not feel discouraged or give up if it doesn't come out on your first try. Remember, everything is a learning process. Great things take some time, so definitely try it out. If you mess up, try again, and if you don't mess up, awesome. I believe in you guys. If there was anything I might have left out, or if you guys have any questions about anything crafty related, definitely leave a comment down below. I would love to help you guys. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on our next video. Bye!